Because
Wait,
we
maybe,
saw a lot.
I'm sorry, I was speaking over you. Why don't you start again?
Okay. So,
I mean, we could clip out that little piece where we were laughing about old farts, and
this is like Carlin. Okay. We just want to share with folks what we're doing with Brandjectory and why we feel so passionate about what we've created, what we're going to try to do, what we believe we can bring value to, to the people that are going to be on the platform. So I'm Tom Malengo. This is Michael Movitz. Michael reached out to me a few years ago. We started talking. Jeff Grogg became one of our partners. My wife, Susan Bryanton, who's partner in our Business Alicia Fund. We just all started chatting about what a passion we had for getting young brands going in this process of meeting investors and growing. And that's why we created Brandjectory.
Yeah, I remember those early conversations, Tom. It started because I was reading your blog, and I thought, man, this sounds like somebody totally salt of the earth, grounded, and has some great ideas. And he's an investor talking about things that founders could really benefit from. And I just remember, it was a cold outreach, and you were happy to talk to me, and it was many months of just sort of chit-chatting and kind of getting to know each other and finding out what we were doing. And I think we really took a liking to each other and figured, hey, there might be something here.
Yeah, and I'd take a break and go to a park and talk to you from one of the parks. Because it was like, okay, this is kind of a break. I don't know where this isn't business yet. This is a break. I'm taking a break and go to a park, and I'm talking to Michael from a park. And I remember that first call came like within the first month after Expo West. And we started talking about how, a list of cards, we had this list, we had this stack of cards, we had this list of names that we had talked to. Now this is a while back. This is 4 years ago or so. So, there wasn't like, people weren't yet, taking the digital imprint of everybody's, name tag and stuff. So it was kind of a manual effort. And we were just thinking, boy, this is incredibly cumbersome. That you have this one chance, you're walking this floor with thousands of vendors, thousands of brands and suppliers. You're meeting people, you're walking up, you're trying to remember what somebody said to you. It's not that, you can't retain all that, but, in the course of 3 or 4 days, it's exhausting. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. You bring back a lot of data. And then you start asking yourself, what kind of value can you put to this? And that started, I think, a lot of our discussions as to how cumbersome this is for the brands and how expensive it was for the brands to be part of something and then really have to focus on where was the value from it. Where are those ones? Oh, there's a lot of valuable contacts, but who's the one that I have to focus on first? What's the priority? And it's a lot. And we thought there's got to be a simpler way to get some of these folks introduced and talking and communicating.
And I remember those shows. So many founders I would talk to would go to events, networking events, and what have you. And as I would and walking the show floors, and every founder I spoke with, when they found out, that I was working with brands of their size, helping them prepare to raise capital, they'd say, well, how do I find investors? Who's going to be a good fit? How do I know what they're trying to hear? How do we keep them updated? And every founder had the same question. So to your point, we would make those introductions as we could, but there had to be a better way, a more efficient way, a more effective way. And, lo and behold, here we are 4 years later.
Yeah. And likewise for us in that space, we show up at those shows and people come running to us because, oh, we heard you invested in so-and-so, and they're just like us. And, we were trying to hit that niche between self-funding, friends and family, like crowdfunding, and where the investors were, really looking to lead a raise in a brand or, looking for that brand to be on the verge of breakout. We thought we could operate in that niche, realizing the lack of resources that a lot of brands have at that stage. It's expensive to have resources available to you. It's all about networking. It's all about building your mentorships, the people that are going to help you, the people on your board. And Susan and I both thought we could bring our own knowledge to that and really, help brands grow in that stage. And likewise, when we started talking, we recognize that, you know, this will never be something that every brand can take part in if there's so few people that are active in the process.
Mm-hmm.
And the way to get more people active in the process was through social media. That there was a method and a process already invented in social media where one person can talk to many and can build a network and build a following and a community through social networking, through social media, that you can't do physically through shows. And when those shows were happening at that time, every few months, you know, at the expense of those shows and the travel and everything else, that there was even then at that time a way in which it could be more efficient.
Exactly. And just thinking about how using that broadcasting capability on the social side and transferring that capability to the investor communication side, it opens up a whole new possibility for that efficiency.
All right. I think that went pretty well.
I stop recording.